Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us back here on Ask 9. I'm Becky Phelps.
And I'm Jim Mertens. We're brave, aren't we?
We are brave.
We're brave. I'm kidding. We are so thankful for the letters and the comments that you've given so far. And we've talked a lot about what's going on at Channel 9, of course, but some of the more transparency that we can offer, the better. But we also have a lot of questions about what is going on in eastern Iowa right now.
Yes, so we have a question here that was actually asked a few weeks ago. It took us a while to get to this because it required a little bit of research, some asking around. So this is from a story that was earlier in October. This is emailed in. We're going to show you now. Can PetSmart donate near expired or unsold dog food to help local shelters? Here's the context to this. We had a local shelter that put out a call to bring in food donations because they had some trouble filling their need for the year. Dogs Forever was seeing an increased strain in their services because they were helping out the Cedar Rapids Animal Care and Control Shelter. Dogs Forever is a pretty small operation. They really only have about 10 dogs at a time, and they have a very specific kind of food. They were under some duress, and so they put out this call. We did a story, and we got this question asking, why do so many local shelters put out so many calls for help to the public? Why can't they get more support from maybe big box stores in the area?
And let's be honest, I mean, this isn't something that I was considering before this, but we're doing a lot of stories right now in regards to SNAP benefits and helping people with a safety net for people. And you kind of forget also that a lot of families also have pets. And if you can't feed yourself, it's harder to feed your pets. So this is really a timely question on what is being offered as far as for animal shelters and places that do take care of dogs, cats, and other animals.
I want to put out a thank you to our local dog expert here at KCRG, Daniel Wagner, who really had a lot of connections to local shelters in the area and was able to help us get some insight into this question as far as, what can they even accept. So we're going to go there first. We heard from a couple of other shelters. Last Hope Animal Rescue let us know that they have occasionally gotten some food donations and other items, leashes, dog clothes from PetSmart and Petco stores, but that's more of an individual basis. And they do have a charity where they can send ripped or damaged bags of food and supplies. So there are some avenues there.
So things that don't hit the retail shelf aren't necessarily just being thrown out. They are finding a good home.
Absolutely. Over at the Cedar Valley Humane Society, they said that they do receive food from other local businesses, but nothing on a set schedule from PetSmart. But still, PetSmart, they say it occasionally brings in toys, clothes, other things for the animals that they have. So again, on a kind of touch and go basis, nothing set in stone. And the Iowa Humane Alliance,
I saw that, yes.
Yes, also works with some of those chain stores. We reached out directly to PetSmart to kind of see what their idea of this is, if they had any
company policies.
Exactly. Yes. So they said a local team, individual teams are encouraged to partner with local animal welfare organizations to donate pet food that cannot be sold. So like those ripped bags, things like that, as long as none of that food is damaged, outdated, or defective, because they just don't want any animals to be hurt.
So it's kind of a store-to-store policy that is for a large chain like that, that's how they go. So I thought that was interesting. And it also does show that in so many ways, stuff that's still good enough is not necessarily going to waste. And as you said, I mean, these animal welfare centers are just going week to week in some cases. I mean, they need as much help as possible. And so every little bit certainly does help.
Absolutely. The person who emailed this in did ask to be anonymous, but they had this question based off of they had seen a lot of food bags in like dumpsters outside of big pet stores like this, and they wanted to ask, can that be used? Why is it being thrown away? What's the situation here? So food that is being thrown away probably is not safe for animals to eat. These stores do have policies that as long as the pet food is safe, they can work with local animal organizations to pass that along.
We also got a comment from the Iowa Humane Alliance. I mean, you were researching and Danielle was researching.
Danielle was doing such an amazing work
and
on
reached
this.
to a number of organizations. And it was kind of interesting because the Iowa Humane Alliance says that they're an ambassador of a group that's called Greater Good Charities. And they say the donated product we receive come through their donor connections and not from individual stores. It's made available for purchase at a discounted price to pre-approved local rescue and shelter organizations. So that's another option, is that sometimes these items aren't just necessarily donated, but a hugely reduced price, which we also see for food banks for human consumption, is that they are buying food either in bulk or at a lower price in order to get that available to people. Some of these, at least the Iowa Humane Alliance and some of these other animal shelters are kind of doing the same thing.
That is very timely, along with the SNAP benefits. A lot of organizations do say, you know, cans of things are great, but they can make a dollar go a lot farther than we can in the store.
So it's a great question.
It is. And it kind of varies also. Dogs Forever, we mentioned they have about 10 dogs. They use a very specific kind of dog food. So they can't always take, you know, generic donations or things. They only accept one kind of food because they want their dogs to be on a very consistent diet. Dogs are very sensitive.
Mine was.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, the first bag of food was fine. The second bag wasn't as good. And you do have to learn. And the dogs, believe it or not, even dogs can be picky. So, yeah.
Yeah, but those donations do go a long way. Dogs Forever told us that their annual cost for dog food, if they have to buy it, is around $5,000. If they can get donations, that's $5,000 they can use for vet bills and other things that those dogs need.
Yeah. And also, they did point out, if you do need help for you and your pet, what can you do?
Yes, absolutely. The Cedar Valley Humane Society has a pet food pantry. So for any families, especially with SNAP right now,
Right.
you know, times are tight. If you need assistance getting some food for your pet, you can go to the Cedar Valley Humane Society. They do have resources to help people.
So that's good to know as well. We do kind of want to point out also, because we have been talking a lot about the SNAP benefits, and we are going to continue covering that story on into the weekend and, of course, next week, with the benefits perhaps, most likely, ending on Friday. And so we want to remind people that if you know of somebody who is in need, and if they want to reach out and talk to us about it, you can always email us at newsroom@kcrg.com so we can share more of those stories as well.
Absolutely. We have a call for your stories out on our Facebook now, and we have just been getting so many emails and messages about people in the community who are stepping up to help others right now. Anything like that you hear of, please let us know. We have some reporters talking to the Great Harvest Bread Company in Cedar Rapids today. A lot of organizations really going the extra mile to help others right now.
Well, this federal government shutdown is now entering its second month, and it's starting to have more and more ramifications, with a lot of federal workers that are still even on the job that are not getting a paycheck. So once again, I mean, if you know of anybody, or if there's any way that you know of groups that are helping, please contact us, however, because we do need to follow this story, and we do need to really show the local impact that this federal government shutdown is now having, as like I said, it enters its second month.
Absolutely. And if you have any questions, you know, as this goes on, it is getting pretty complicated. If you have any questions related to the shutdown or anything else, send them to us. Let us know what you'd like to know more about here at Ask 9. You can join Jim and Beth coming up on the TV9 News at 6, and we'll see you back here for Ask 9 tomorrow at 5:30.